50 years. UNDP's service to Jamaica and the Bahamas now spans more than 5 decades. A milestone of partnership, a legacy of resilience that uplifts, empowers, and leaves no one behind. Where do we begin our shared story? Right here at UNDP offices in Kingston, Jamaica, with a celebration.
We're in this together, leave no one behind. Step by step, we're moving, transforming lives.
Look how far we've come together. 50 years and counting at the United Nations Development Programme Multi-Country Office in Jamaica. Working on the ground, working, serving, and partnering for the future you want.
Through our strong bonds, serving Jamaica, Bermuda, the Bahamas, Cayman Islands, and Turks and Caicos Islands.
26 January 1976, the day UNDP officially started its multi-country office in service to the people of Jamaica and the neighboring countries.
More than half a century partnering for a resilient future in the countries we serve.
Our shared goal: ending poverty, ensuring access to development opportunities for all, and empowering governments and the people to withstand, overcome, and thrive in crisis.
Come join us on a highlight tour of the most significant landmarks and milestones of UNDP's contribution and service, the places, people, and memories that define the development journey so far.
Our journey starts in the early 70s, right here in Kingston, Jamaica, co-creating development solutions for just over a decade, helping to forge a path of self-determination and enhancing the quality of people's lives.
UNDP played its part, supporting Jamaica to strengthen institutions that train the local workforce and institutions that manage Jamaica's forest, water supplies, and agriculture.
Partnering with the Vocational Training Development Institute and other institutions that predated the Hartress NSTA, UNDP helped advance Jamaica's vision of creating a steady flow of skilled workers, increasing job readiness and employment rates, and enhancing productivity.
Partnering with the Public Service Commission and Ministry of Public Service, UNDP supported Jamaica's agenda for public sector modernization, leading to improved efficiencies and service delivery in government.
By providing funding, equipment, and technical support to the Forestry Department, UNDP helps strengthen its capacity to plan and advance watershed management and sustainable forestry. We also supported access to safe water for underserved rural communities, resulting in improved access and strengthened local capacity for water system management.
The 1970s was also marked by major strides in agriculture. UNDP played its part, helping Jamaica create and expand agricultural planning units and extension services.
By the decade of the 1980s, UNDP continued building on the work of the 1970s and also expanded support for national institutions responsible for the environment and for disaster preparedness and resilience.
UNDP supported Jamaica in laying the groundwork for more coordinated management of natural resources, working with the National Environment and Planning Agency, NEPA, Forestry Department, and Water Resources Authority. This set the stage for later developments in protected areas management and national environment policy.
And starting in the 1980s, after the landfall of Hurricane Gilbert, to the present, UNDP's enduring partnership with the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, ODPEM, has supported disaster risk reduction, capacity building, and recovery coordination.
By the 1990s, UNDP was supporting foundational work to end poverty and to bolster governance and local government reform. Supporting the Planning Institute of Jamaica, PIOJ, and the Office of the Prime Minister, UNDP helped set up Jamaica's National Poverty Eradication Program. The result, you may ask? Improvements in how poverty programs were planned and monitored, and a more organized, targeted, and collaborative approach to fighting poverty.
Spanning the decades since the 1990s, UNDP and the PIOJ's strong and productive partnership has helped national development programs become more data-driven, focused, and coordinated. In later years, UNDP would support PIOJ's mission to better monitor, plan, report, and communicate Jamaica's Vision 2030 and the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs.
It was during this period that UNDP answered the call to support local government reform and community safety. The Parish Infrastructure Development Program, PIDP, was strengthened, local parish safety and security committees established, and the community policing supported. This led to a stronger and more responsive local governance and greater community involvement.
By the 2000s, UNDP was partnering with the Office of the Political Ombudsman to support elections integrity and political accountability. Our partnership strengthened the office's monitoring and boosted rapid problem resolution.
UNDP deepened our work with communities on the front line of climate change by offering small grants to score big impacts.
Enter the Global Environment Facilities Small Grants Program, implemented by UNDP. Partnering with communities in the Bahamas and Jamaica, we established fishing sanctuaries, restored fisher livelihoods, and coral reefs. Introduced climate-smart farming and technology.
Harvested millions of gallons of water for underserved communities and introduced renewable energy and training.
In the 2000s and 2010s, Jamaica and UNDP made great progress on climate change adaptation and mitigation. Together, we advanced climate policies, piloted renewable energy and efficiency in hospitals and transportation, and mainstream climate and disaster risk reduction.
Protected areas. Locations of globally significant biodiversity and natural wealth were firmly on the agenda during this period. Working with NEPA and Forestry Department, UNDP helped Jamaica establish the National Protected Area System to manage more than 200 protected areas across the nation. And another landmark scored in biodiversity, the establishment in 2014 of the National Conservation Trust Fund of Jamaica, a sustainable source of financing for Jamaica's protected areas. UNDP helped birth this model of sustainable finance to ensure effective operation of protected areas in Jamaica.
We wanted to get artists involved in climate change to spread the message to the use of artists. And so the Met Office approached UNDP and they gave us $10,000 to do a project with artists, which started the Voices for Climate Change Education project.
The best thing about partnering with UNDP was getting the opportunity for CAP 2015. Went there with a song, 1.5, and I started singing, Mother Nature is crying, for Mother Earth is dying, while the factories polluting, yeah. So we know that Voices for Climate Change Education at the time had made a big impact on the CAP 2015, which was one of the main things that caused us to get the signing of the 1.5.
From about 2002 to 2005, at UNDP we were able to help the countries that we worked with to recover from serious hurricanes and to be able to not only get back on their feet, but also figure out what the likely storm events and hurricanes might be in the future and prepare for the likelihood of those hurricanes and tropical storms.
The Jamaica debt exchange was big news during this period. UNDP brought development finance solutions, flexible program funding, technical assistance, and policy advice to the table.
Next up, Jamaica's justice reform agenda, taken to the next level, led by the Ministry of Justice and the Judiciary, in partnership with the UNDP and funding from the Government of Canada. Together, we modernized the court system, supported alternative dispute resolution, strengthened human rights oversight, and expanded access to justice for vulnerable groups.
Solid partnerships with the University of the West Indies in the 2010s through the 2020s advanced groundbreaking research on the SDGs, COVID-19 impacts, and multidimensional poverty, push for policy change, and network youth leaders in the vanguard of youth development advocacy.
My first project I remember distinctly was the review of the progress made in the fulfillment of the MDGs. So we're looking at the Millennium Development Goals, and we wanted to find out how well Jamaica was doing. We eventually went to the UN as part of the delegation with the minister to present the report, and that I think is very memorable, very extremely impactful.
By the 2020s, UNDP moved to further consolidate its contributions to national safety and the security and the crisis resilience while building the social inclusion of vulnerable groups. UNDP partnered with the government and the UN agencies to build local capacity to detect illegal weapons and with schools to reduce violence. Illegal gun detections improved, and the participating schools enjoyed unprecedented periods of peace.
With financing from the European Union, we tackled gender-based violence, expanding Jamaica's network of domestic violence intervention centers, serving women and men in crisis. Together, government, UNDP, and UN agencies helped abused women forge independent paths and proposed ways to strengthen legislation and policies that protect women and children.
They teach us about the different type of abuse, how to identify them, and how to get out of them. And the greatest thing of all, they didn't just come and say, oh, these are the 5, abuse them. So here what? When you see them, just left. No, they also prepare us so that we can have something to lean on, something that we can use as a business. So they gave us a loan to start a business or continue whatever we are doing. And that's exactly what I did.
In the Bahamas and Bermuda, we introduced groundbreaking digital solutions for communities of persons with disabilities, partnering with government and NGOs. Thousands can now access job listings, request interpreters, book accessible transportation, and push a crisis button when disasters strike.
In the 2020s, we're also addressing climate change and biodiversity in Jamaica and the Bahamas with greater innovation supported by the Global Environment Facility. With NEPA, we're helping Jamaica meet its climate commitments. We supported new policies and plans and are working with the Jamaica Stock Exchange to launch green bonds, a tool for attracting large investments to green projects.
UNDP is an organization I really love because they are truly futuristic and solution-oriented. All the best.
The 2020s were marked by great strides in crisis resilience. The Bahamas' first ever Category 5 hurricane shelter is now up and running. And to avert financial crisis, a solid debt management framework is in place, helping to lower Bahamas' debt to GDP ratio, both supported by the government of India.
UNDP's work in crisis has been felt from Cayman and the Turks and Caicos to the Bahamas and Jamaica, targeting resilient recovery from major hurricanes. Together, governments, community-based organizations, and UNDP have restored the livelihoods of hundreds of small businesses, extended lifelines to persons desperate for income, and championed resilient solutions.
Through it all, UNDP has been consistent. Don't forget the vulnerable and the underserved. We put in the work, serving tens of thousands, persons with disabilities, women, youth, rural communities, from Bermuda to the Bahamas and Jamaica, ensuring they can access justice, jobs, resources, and help in crisis, just the same as anyone else.
What a journey. 5 decades of impact made possible by our partnerships with visionary national partners, dedicated donors, and committed communities. It is the privilege of a lifetime to be in service to you in building a resilient future that survives and thrives no matter what comes our way. UNDP promises you this. We're here to stay and deliver through rain or shine. We are in this together, and we will keep moving forward, leaving no one behind.